Wow, safe to say 2024 was the worst year of my life, yet it was the most I've ever accomplished. I met the most broken, unhappy version of myself, yet I also met the strongest version of myself. Let's see, I called off my engagement. I went on 12 brand trips. I moved. I made the most amount of money I've ever made in my life, and I also spent the most amount of money I ever have. But right now, I'm just a girl talking to her camera about my 2024 recap, all the bad and the good. So with that, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Let's recap. We should probably start with a quick introduction. Who am I? What makes me me, unique, different, individualistic? Hi old friends and new friends. My name is Soo-Yeon Lee and I am a Korean American living in Los Angeles, California. That statement in itself is such a flex to me now because growing up I definitely did not feel like being a Korean American and having a Korean name was a flex. So I was born in Seoul, South Korea and immigrated to America when I was just 3 years old. So I have an identical twin sister, I know, and an older brother, and we were the only Asians in our entire school in Richmond, Virginia. Talk about identity crisis and trauma. We will definitely be getting into that another time, but we did move to Fairfax, Virginia when I was about 10 years old, and Fairfax, Virginia is right outside of DC, Virginia, so it really is a melting pot. After high school, I went to George Mason Business School, and I actually dropped out when I was 19 and moved to LA with Michelle, my twin sister. Ooh, and don't do this, but I actually didn't tell my parents that I dropped out of college until like 2-3 years later. Like when I was supposed to graduate. This was honestly because I dropped out of college and I was working full-time hours at Red Bull North America. She was a little hustler, what can I say? I honestly had 4 jobs throughout college. I always liked working and always found value in working over education. Now looking back, I do wish I did 4 years so that I could have gotten like the full college experience, but do I regret anything? Absolutely not. And 7 years later, at the good old age of 26, I am a full-time content creator and it's been amazing. And so today I still live with Michelle. We have a 3-year-old Cocker Spaniel. Let me just bring him out. Oh, big boy. Oh. This is Milo Lee. He is the sweetest boy ever. And so with that, let's get into it. 2024. Let's begin with my career. I started 2024 1 year into being a full-time content creator. That statement feels so crazy to say because I never thought I would be a content creator. September 2025 will be my 3-year anniversary being a creator, but before I was a creator, I was modeling full-time. So I did a lot of print modeling, e-commerce modeling, commercial modeling, and it was really, really fun. Obviously, before that, I was working at Red Bull North America, but out of all the careers that I've had, this is by far the most fulfilling and the most fun I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie, modeling was a bit unhealthy for me. It was the skinniest I ever was. It was the most unhealthy, mentally and physically. I weighed myself every day. I did my measurements every single day, hoping that I could lose an inch or be skinnier or be this, and it just like wasn't me. If you're watching this right now and you've been in a little bit of a career hump, you've been thinking, I kind of want a career change, let me be the one to tell you that you can do it. But it is hard. I get it. Like, I'm not an overnight sensation. I wasn't an overnight sensation. I really had to work hard to gain the community that I have today. Whether that's a big community or a small community, it still was so much work to make that all come together. And manifesting isn't just sitting in your room before bed and going, oh my gosh, like I want this for myself. I'm gonna have this for myself and not putting work in it. Manifestation is wanting that, but also motivating yourself that much to put the work in for it. Because let me tell you, the manifestations in 2024 really did come to life. I'm gonna flex a little bit. I went on 12 brand trips last year, and to name a few, I went to Bora Bora with Tarte Cosmetics. I went to Anguilla, Mexico, and Coachella with Kopari Beauty. I went to Cannes, France with Linktree, F1 Las Vegas with Dermalogica, Stagecoach with the iconic base, Palm Springs with Benefit Cosmetics, New York with Garnier. I met Drew Barrymore on that trip. we got to dive into that another time. And I was the smallest creator on almost every single trip. I won't lie, in the beginning, it definitely made me feel a little bit insecure, right? My numbers were nowhere near some of the girls. I had imposter syndrome. I was wondering why I was even invited to these brand trips in the first place. What I came to love was that brands are inviting creators that they feel like truly align with their brand and that they like. I really feel like last year was the year where brands stopped caring so much about numbers, but really started caring about community and the type of content that a creator is able to create. So to each and every single brand that has taken me on a trip in 2024, I have nothing to say but thank you so much. Like, you have made this girl's dream come true. I really get chills every time I talk about my career in the best way possible because I can't even believe all these good things have come my way. When I first started this career, I made a list of all the brands that I wanted to work with, my dream brands. And in 2024, I worked with almost every single one of them. I had my first six-figure contract. Just saying that in itself makes me literally want to cry all over again. I was on a billboard in New York Times Square. Yeah. And it is chilling to think that all of this happened just in 2024. I won't lie, I know that I've said it before and I'll probably say it 10 times throughout this entire vlog, but 2024 was the worst and best year of my life. But in terms of my career, it has been the best year career-wise in my entire life, so I cannot wait to see what 2025 really has for me. But for fun, I kind of want to tell you guys some careers that I've had just in case anyone feels like, oh, like a certain career is too far from reach. Let me tell you, it is not. I was a private tutor for about 6 years, so I had students all the way from kindergarten to high school. I taught English and math for about 10 to 20 bucks an hour. I worked at Lanier Middle School in Virginia as like an after-school teacher. I also worked at American Eagle, which I think is such a different past life for me. When I think about the fact that I worked as a sales rep at American Eagle, I can't believe it. It makes me so happy. It makes me smile to have had all these experiences. I was also a Red Bull girl, so I drove the little Red Bull Mini Cooper passing out Red Bull cans. Michelle and I also started our own boutique clothing brand, KM Dosage, when we were 17 years old. That was probably one of the craziest things I've ever done, and I really want to tell you guys the full story another time. I mean, I have done so many different things, have had so many different jobs, and I really feel like that prepared me to have this career. I especially don't think any career is embarrassing or not enough. That's a personal difference and a personal feel. If you feel like you're meant for more, then you need to put yourself in a position where you're able to do more. And so this segment was all about my career, my life, what 2024 brought me, what my entire life prepared me for. And so 2025 is all about elevating myself as a content creator, being your guys' comfort creator, being a Korean unnie to you guys, and obviously starting YouTube, which was super scary for me. I wanted to do YouTube for 3 years now, and this is the first year where I finally sat down and said, okay, we are doing this. Quick little story break. We are going to get dressed, and I really feel like the outfit that you wear showcases how you're feeling, and right now, I feel like me. I feel very, very like me, whatever that means. So let's get dressed. I have so much clothes, but nothing to wear. Honestly, I feel like this green just pops out and I gravitated towards it. So we're gonna do this green top. It is from Revolve. It's from NBD. My favorite pair of jeans. I can never go wrong with these pairs. Look at how fun they are. They're like these barrel style jeans. They're from EB Denim. So good. They're super high-waisted and baggy, which I like. I like all my jeans baggy, but I fear skinny jeans are making a comeback. I don't own any anymore, and I feel like I need to go get some skinny jeans. Okay. Right. This outfit is casual, but it's still cute, and I feel like it's perfect for today. Here's the outfit, some blue jeans and a cute colored crop top. Now I need my rings and my earrings. These are the same 3 rings that I wear every single day. One is matching with my mom, matching with my sister, and matching with my friends. And for the earrings, you can never go wrong with just some gold hoops. My hair is so voluminous today, which we are a fan of. And now on to the next segment, which is jjajangmyeon and family. Let's go. It's my favorite time to eat. So we are going to eat while I talk about my family. And of course, I had to order Korean food. I got jjajangmyeon and 탕수육 from Chungharu in Cape Town. I honestly think their restaurant has the best jjajangmyeon. I am unfortunately a messy eater. This is so necessary. Yeah. I'm gonna get a different bowl for this. Sorry, the setup had to happen. Needed to heat up the jjajangmyeon sauce, the 탕수육 sauce for the meat. Whenever I see girls eating with their hair down like all perfect, I'm like, I wish I could be you, but I just can't. This is honestly as best as I could do right now because I want to eat so bad. Okay, fun fact, I realized that I don't think I could ever go eat jjajangmyeon on a date or with a man because it's such a messy food to eat. But I'm totally okay with eating it on camera for way more than my date to look at. Make it make sense. I've always been a jjajangmyeon girly, and my twin. I just washed these jeans. Yes, I've always been a jjajangmyeon girly, and my twin sister has always been a jjampong girly. So it's always the best combination the two of us go out and eat because we'll just share. Insane. I fear this is not going to be very cute. So you take this and you dip it in the sauce, and then you dip it in the soy sauce. Like, a man can't give me this feeling. Oh my god, we're supposed to talk about my family. Okay. Wait, let's talk family. Let's talk about my family, guys. So yes, I have an identical twin sister, and her name is Sue In, or her English name is Michelle. Fun fact, my mom really popped off on this one. So her name is Sue In, and mine is Sue Yeon. In and Yeon means destiny or fate in Korean, so 인연. My mom wanted to say like 수인이랑 수연이랑 인연이 있어서 쌍둥이다. We are fated and destined to have been identical twins. That, my mom deserves a round of applause for that idea. I mean, that was just genius. I'm realizing this is not the cutest I can be for you guys, but it is what it is, right? Another fun fact, my mom is also a twin, but she is a fraternal twin. She has a twin brother, and her first cousins are identical girl twins. So my grandma and her sister, they both had twins. I also have an older brother. He is 3 years older, and he genuinely looks like a K-pop star. Like, I'm gonna pull up his photo for you guys. He is the prettiest Lee out of all the Lees. He lives in Chicago, and that's where my dad lives. My mom lives in Korea, and she got remarried to my stepdad, who is an amazing man. It's kind of crazy to say, but this past Thanksgiving was the first time, I think, in over 10 years that my family, like 10 plus people, gathered to have dinner together. It was my grandparents, me, my sister, my brother, my dad, my aunt, uncle, my 2 other cousins, and we sat down and had a family dinner, which is genuinely rare coming from my family. Like, my parents divorced when I was young, so we never really got to do a lot of family-esque things. I also do go back to Korea once a year. I'd like to go in October, November during the fall because it's the best time to go. And that's when I go visit my mom. So I stay for about 3 weeks to a month, and that's when I get all my mommy-daughter time in. Michelle and I live together in this beautiful home with Milo, and that is the update on my family in 2024. I obviously don't get to see my family as much as I would honestly like to see them, but I know that I still get to see them more than a lot of other people can, and I am grateful for that. I'm gonna turn off the camera so that I can finish my meal in peace while I probably watch SpongeBob, but I will be seeing you guys for the next segment where I'm gonna be painting. Yeah, I'm gonna be painting. Okay, bye. Grumpy, grumpy. Mwah. So in this segment, I briefly want to talk about my health because it's been a lot for me this year while we paint. So I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, 3 years ago, and on year one, I didn't get a single period. I only got one because I had to get it forced from the doctors. It's like a set of 10 pills. It forces your period out. It was bad. Year two, I had 2 periods, and then in 2024, I had 6 periods. Obviously, 6 is way better than none, but it's still a problem. For the first couple of years, I unfortunately couldn't find like good help, good doctors to really help me and sit down with me and be like, this is the plan that you need to have to maintain a healthy period. Anytime I saw the doctors, it was the fastest appointment ever. They all said the same thing. Oh, why don't you just get back on birth control or take spironolactone? And that's just like not what I wanted to do. I did not want to get back on birth control. My family started to get really concerned because PCOS doesn't just affect you physically, it affects you mentally as well. So a couple of months ago, I went to Korea and I got a polypectomy and a colonoscopy done. Studies show that the removal of polyps, if you have them, result in 40% higher chances of pregnancy. I was honestly shocked because how is that not like common knowledge or something that's taught to females, especially when it comes to our hormone health? PCOS has so much to do with your gut health and your diet, right? So PCOS is directly linked to insulin resistance, and that is why you see a lot of women with PCOS gain weight or also have facial hair, acne, all of these things. By the way, if anyone's wondering, this is what I'm painting right now. Not one doctor out of the 5 that I saw in the States even recommended a polypectomy or a colonoscopy. If you guys know, colonoscopies are like offered to people who are in their 40s and 50s and a little bit older, but it honestly improved my diet and health so much. Like I am shocked that after my polypectomy and colonoscopy, I got 4 periods in a row. What? In Korea, polypectomies and colonoscopies are offered to women in their 20s. Especially if they have any stomach issues, gut issues, any issues with period or hormones, that's what they recommend right away. I definitely want to talk about this in depth in another video and give you guys all the information and all the stuff that I learned from my gynecologist while I was in Korea. Mind you, I'm not a Korean citizen anymore, so I had to pay everything out of pocket without insurance, and it's still even cheaper with insurance in the States. My gynecologist gave me some tough news that I have to bear and live with, but I was really thankful for his support system and for him to figure things out for me and solutions that I didn't get here. For example, I'm only 26 years old, but my gynecologist told me that the safest and healthiest pregnancy would be right now for me because my uterine wall is getting harder, and that came from the fact that I didn't get a period for 11 months. So if it's hard right now and I continue to not have normal periods, it's only going to get harder, which then is harder for me to bear a child. That honestly crushed me, and it took a long time, and I'm still honestly recovering from that news because my dream is to be a mom. So with that said, 2024 was obviously a lot for me to handle and in terms of health, but I decided to take my health seriously this year. I'm going to show you guys which prenatals I'm taking. This is from Fairhaven Health. It's their FH Pro Fertility Multivitamin. Now, I have heard such great things from this from my peers and my friends, but I honestly think women who aren't even trying to get pregnant, but maybe have a little bit of hormone struggle and hormone health should be taking prenatals because this has all the multivitamins that a woman needs. My goal is to freeze my eggs in the spring of 2026. So I am just preparing my body for that. I want my hormones, my eggs, my body to be at its best before I do it. Color. Where is 3? If anyone is going through something similar or they feel alone or they don't know anything else, just drop a comment, message me, and this is a topic that I definitely want to talk a lot more about. So with that said, my goal in 2025 is to take the hard lessons, hard truths, and everything that I have learned and make it into something beautiful this year. Side note, I cannot wait to finish this painting. They have it all labeled for you and the colors of the paint as well, so this was made for me. And now we're going to move on to the next segment, which I'm going to talk about my relationship. And I know that that's the segment you guys are probably most looking forward to hear. Welcome back. In this segment, I'm going to finally talk about my relationship. And I know that this is something that a lot of people have been kind of waiting for. And when I say that, I mean like my community, who's been so patient and so part of my journey, have been, curious and wondering and making sure that I'm okay. This is still I think, slightly touchy subject for, me to talk about and be fully open about because it was, traumatic. But I got engaged in April of 2024. My mom flew in from Korea to be there. My brother flew in from Chicago. My sister was obviously there. And I actually called off my engagement, not even after a month, because I caught my ex cheating on me. Yeah, I mean, to start, I am not talking about this for sympathy or to even point fingers and, shame or hate on anyone. I am just stating what happened, and I am talking about this now because I realized that if there is anyone out there who has gone through what I gone through or is going through what I went through, like if this video can make one person feel at least just less alone, then it's worth it. It sucks to say that unfortunately this kind of heartbreak happens to so many people. I have been cheated on in almost every single relationship that I've ever been in, and it's it's tough. You sometimes end up blaming yourself, wondering why this is a pattern or why these situations occur. And I obviously thought that that was not going to happen, hence getting engaged, which is a massive step in life and in relationship. So I think it was hard for me to even speak about it with peers. This was one of the lowest, if not the lowest point in my life. And I truly have never felt so scared and alone. That period of my life was the loneliest I've ever felt. When I got engaged, it felt like a dream, right? To plan a future and a life with somebody else for the rest of your life. This isn't everyone's dream, and I'm not saying that it should be, but I'm saying that being a mother and being a wife has always been a part of my dream. So I was so excited and ready to fulfill that part of my chapter. When I called off my engagement, I didn't just lose a partner, right? I was betrayed, but I lost a family. I lost a friend group that I came to really love in the last 3 years. I won't be getting into the details of how I found out or how mistreated I was after the whole fact, because unfortunately what came after the breakup was like it's unbelievably hard to talk about, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be really ready to share that. I know that my community has been so patient and so supportive. You guys, the messages that I received after, and I posted with no context, right? Like I didn't want anyone to really know what had happened or why I had called off my engagement because I really needed some privacy to heal. But the messages I received were unbelievably supportive and loving. So I have so much to thank you guys for in terms of my healing journey. I came to the conclusion that this is as much as I'm comfortable sharing for now, because what really matters, instead of the how, oh my God, what happened and all this drama, it's more so of what I went through and how I felt. And in that moment and during my process of healing, it was gruesome. I felt shattered. I felt betrayed. I was questioning everything, myself, my life, my relationship, everything that I was doing the last 3 years came down to a point of like, what was I doing? And it's scary, like you really think that you know a person and you really feel like you know your relationship, and all of that just comes kind of crashing down. And it hurts when, a lot of your life together was shared. And that's not something that I necessarily regret. I absolutely loved sharing all parts of my life. That was why I loved my community. But is it something that I also learn from in a way, definitely. And if you're in this situation, you've probably thought about forgiving and moving on, because there was a point where I did. I thought, okay, you know what? I can forgive, I can move on, I can do this. But deep down, I was absolutely crushed, because I knew, like my soul knew, that this is not what I deserved and that I deserved much more and better than this. Everyone always says, like, you dodged a bullet, right? And my favorite thing to say to that is, like, no, I absolutely did not dodge a bullet. It literally went straight through me, but I survived. I healed. It's crazy, because looking back, calling off my engagement was the absolute best decision I could have ever made. Not just for me, but for my future, for the future kids I'll have, for my future husband. Like, this was like the right decision, and I truly, truly believe that 100% in my heart. This situation has taught me what I am willing to accept and what I am not, what I deserve, and honestly, like, how incredibly strong I am. I also want to talk about how pro therapy I am. I went straight into EMDR therapy the week that I found out, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So it really just helps you get over the trauma so that you can live your life. This is unbelievably beneficial for people who have seen or either gone through extremely traumatic things in their life. This was a huge event in 2024 that has really changed me as a person and as a woman. If you are going through something similar, and God, I would never wish this upon anyone. I would never wish this upon someone that I dislike. Just want to say that it's okay to be broken. It is okay to completely be shattered and to feel hurt. But do not ever let anyone make you believe that you are unworthy of love, of being loved, and most importantly, respect. You are so much stronger than you think, and while it may not feel like that, and trust me, do I know that feeling, because I understand the frustrations of someone telling you that, oh my God, you're so strong, you're so strong. I wanted to scream every time I heard that, but I am the legit example of coming out of this so much stronger, happier, and the ability to give so much more to others because you've given yourself that much more. And I am so happy to say that I have not given up on love, and I never will. I do believe that true love exists. I do believe that love is for me and that I will get to experience like true love. I've learned so much about what kind of partner I am, what kind of partner I want to be, what kind of partner I would like to have, the qualities of a partner that I need and want. Again, if this resonates with you and you are going through something similar, I want you to know that you're not alone. Like, I remember feeling so alone to my core, but I just wanted to come on here and say that you're not. Like, I'm here as your Korean Annie, your Korean older sister for a reason. And while it is or may be a stranger talking to you through the camera, like, I'm someone who has gone through or is going through something that you are. And obviously it's taken me 7-8 months to talk about it, to really protect my heart and my peace. And so this is something that I want to be respectful and a beautiful conversation in my community. So if you ever feel open enough to share your story, like, I'm here. You can share it in the comments or you can message me privately. I do try my best to respond to the really intimate messages that I do receive. But I am proud of myself for holding the grace that I did. I am proud of myself of the way that I have handled it. I am proud of myself for healing and still healing, of course. And so with that, we are wrapping up my 2024 recap. It has been a year, to say the least. The year of the most growth, the most healing, the most success, the most pain. I mean, the year of literally the most of everything. It has, again, shaped me into a woman that I am more and more proud of every single day. To every single person that has liked, commented, shared, saved my content in 2024, Thank you. I know that I could not be here, have this community, have this platform had it not been for you guys. And so with that, 2025, I am ready for you.